Mr. Mud Turtle?
What's up?
I know you said to wait 6 months, but I'm ready to set my macros now.
Alright, I'll show you.
Mr. Mud Turtle?
What's up?
What's a mud turtle?
Okay, so you've been on your 500 excess or your 500 deficit, you've been eating your fiber, you're ready to set your macros. That's what we're going to do today. But before we begin, first thing I'm going to do is tell you what each macronutrient does and why it's important. First up, you got fat. And the reason why I hate that it's called fat is because fat does not make you fat. I wish it was called something else. Fat, in fact, is very, very important for healthy bodily functions, and it also increases your testosterone levels, which I don't know if you knew, but that's the #1 agent of building muscle. Men and women, you want this. So fat is good. 1 gram is 9 calories. That's higher than the other two. Keep that in mind. Next up, everybody's favorite, protein. I know, you know what it does, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. Protein is for muscle building and recovery. 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. Now, for all you nutritional experts out there who are about to tell me that I'm recommending too much protein for anabolic use or muscle building repair, I do this for 2 reasons. 1, I would rather somebody get more protein than not enough, and 2, because of #1, anything that doesn't get used for muscle repair is going to get used for energy anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm recommending 400 to 500 grams of kidney blasting protein. So do us all a favor and save your expertise for somebody who gives a shit. It's a loaf of bread if you were wondering. Next up, everybody's favorite to eat probably, carbs. Very, very, very simply put, we'll just say carbs are used for energy. 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. Alright, chill out, we're almost to the macro setting part. But next up, before I help you set macros, we're going to define your body type. There's 3 basic body types. What you're going to want to do is take the one that's closest to you and then follow the guidelines that I give if you want to set your macros. Also take note, if you don't know which one you are, just go with the middle one being mesomorph. First up, we'll do ectomorphs. Now ectomorphs, you guys are the high metabolism people and you're naturally pretty skinny. Hey, that kind of looks like me. Next up, we got the middle child, or mesomorphs. Now, usually when people think mesomorphs, they're like, oh, naturally jacked people. For the sake of this video and keeping setting macros still kind of simple, let's just assume mesomorphs are also average builds. So we'll say muscular or average builds and normal average metabolisms. Well, 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 what do we have here? Endomorphs, the last of the 3 generic body types. I'm just kidding, I don't want to offend anybody. It doesn't necessarily mean you're fat, but endomorphs are typically the slower metabolism people, and as you can see in my drawing, they kind of put on fat a little easier. But fear not, with these macros set, we're going to get you looking like the mesomorphs in no time. So, now the part you've all been waiting on, macro setting. You may want to grab pen and paper, unless you want to rewatch the video, you know, a couple times, in which you'll help my view count, so I'm cool with that. First up, we got ectos. Now on a bulk, you're going to take your body weight for fat and multiply by 0.4. For protein, you're going to take your body weight and multiply by 1.2, and for carbs, you're going to fill in the rest. On a cut, add a little bit more protein for your cut because it's really important to spare the muscle. So for fat, body weight times 0.3 this time, protein body weight times 1.3, and then for the carbs, once again, you'll fill it in. Next in line, your mesomorphs. Now, you guys probably have it the easiest. For bulk, take your body weight, multiply by 0.4. Protein, take your body weight, multiply by 1.1, and for carbs, fill in the rest. On a cut, same principle, up the protein a little bit for muscle retention. Take your body weight for fat though, multiply by 0.3, protein body weight times 0.12 or 1.2, and carbs you're going to fill it in. And finally, our endomorphs. Now, endomorphs are a little carb sensitive typically, so we try to keep those a little bit lower because they pack on mass easy anyway. So we try to keep carbs a little bit lower to prevent, you know, fat gain and keeping fat while cutting. So for bulk, do body weight times 0.5, protein body weight times 1.3, and fill in the carbs. Cut, you take your body weight times 0.4, protein body weight times 1.3, and once again, carbs, fill in the rest. Okay, some of you right about now have no idea how you're going to calculate any of this information I just gave you. So I'm going to give you an example. We'll take Max, skinny Max, age 23, 160 pounds, goes to the gym 3 to 5 times a week. You take this information, your information, put it into the calorie calculator I gave you to the description, and you come out with your approximate calorie maintenance of 2675. Now, to make this easy, plus he's ectomorph anyway, we'll go with 2700. For bulking calories, we're going to add 500. That gives us 3200 calorie target range for bulking. Protein for skinny ectomorphic Max here, take his body weight of 160 times by 1.2 and you get 192 grams. For fat, you take his body weight 160 times it by 0.4 and you get 64 grams. Also, earlier I told you that protein is 4 calories a gram, so you take 192 times 4 and you get 768. Fat is 9 calories per gram, so you take 64 times 9 and you get 576, leaving you 1344. That's how you figure out how to get the carbs. By subtracting 1344 from his target range of 3200, you get 1856, which is the remainder of the calories left in the day. 1856 divided by 4, because a carb is 4 calories per gram, gives you 464 grams. Yes, that's a lot, but Max needs to gain some damn weight, so he needs to eat 464 grams of carbs. Final totals, 3,200 calories, 192 grams of protein, 64 grams of fat, 464 grams of carbs. That's Max's new macro breakdown for bulking on 3,200 calories. So that's pretty much it. You're ready to set your macros, more fine-tuned to you. Some last words here. When all else fails, sacrifice your carbs. You go over in fat, you go over in protein, don't sweat it. Just sacrifice some carbs. You go over on carbs, you lack discipline. Sacrifice your fat and protein kind of equally on if you do that. Weigh-ins. When you weigh in the same time during the day, preferably before you eat your first meal, after your first morning pee, about once a week at least. This is going to monitor whether your cal intake is too high or too little. So if you gain your pound or lose your pound a week, you're doing good. Don't gain enough, maybe increase your carbs. Don't lose enough, maybe decrease carbs. Raise and lower your calories slowly. Now I always say like 500, 500, but that doesn't mean you should automatically go if you're cutting from, you know, 2,000 to 3,000. Oh, I'm on my deficit, it's 2,000, I'm going to 3,000. 50 to 100 calories at a time. Usually it's going to be carb manipulation, but slowly is always better. It's better for your metabolism. I'm not going to spend all day here trying to explain why. Just do it slowly. Last but not least, before the nutritional experts get to nitpick the shit out of this video, it's still just a guide. From the calorie calculator to the recommendations I give you, you still need to learn your body with trial and error and doing it for a long time. But this will definitely give you a solid starting point, and I guarantee you'll make better progress tracking this way than to not track at all or to do some crazy extreme juicing diet or crap like that. Oh, and did you think I was going to forget? What do you need to make sure to get? You already know what's coming. Get your fucking fiber. Yes, it's a Twilight shirt. It was $5 and I like it.